to record it. All right, I'm going to record it and then I'll just send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, so why did I become a faculty member? That's a good question. I, I always wanted to teach, and that's why my bachelor's degree is in elementary education.
Okay, awesome.
But I thought I would teach elementary school. And so when I was working on my master's, I started teaching like GED classes, college study strategies, and thought, okay, adults aren't that bad. And so when I finished my master's, my first master's, I started to apply for other teaching opportunities, um, psychology, human services, and psych picked me up first. And that's primarily where I've been since. It was never a plan to teach college. I just wanted to teach.
Right. Okay, awesome.
Mhm.
And then what do you like about your job?
The students. Yeah. I love that the students are just from so many different backgrounds. They have so many different life experiences, so many different ages, and that really adds a lot to the classroom.
Okay. And then where did you go to college? And again, I think you said your major was psych.
So my bachelor's, I went to Trinity
Oh,
Christian College, and that was elementary education. My first master's, I went to National Louis University, and that was a master's in human services counseling.
oh,
I also have a master's in higher education administration from Southern New Hampshire University, and I have my PhD in it's a philosophy of general psychology, and that is from North Central University, which is now National University.
oh wow, that's awesome. That's a lot.
Yeah. And then
Um,
I have a certificate from the Illinois Online Network, which I think the University of Chicago does to teach online.
oh wow, awesome.
Yep.
And then what's one piece of advice you would give to new students?
Make friends. Like I stress that so much in my face-to-face classes because this is the opportunity to get to know people, to find new connections, build new relationships, network. You never know, that person that's sitting in class could be your new best friend for the rest of your life or, help you get the job that you've been looking for. And students today are really quiet and they don't like to work together and
Mhm.
they don't like to talk to each other. And I think COVID played a role in that a little bit to kind of isolate people.
Do
But
you
I
teach
think it's,
any, like in class?
I do teach some. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so you have like
Yep.
a mix of both.
Yeah.
And then do you have any hobbies?
Um, I have plants all over my house. I have a lot of cacti and succulents and just
Right.
house plants and vine plants. And I probably have about 30 plants around here.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah. It's very calming.
Oh, I bet.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm just gonna ask a few questions about the semester now.
Uh-huh.
So I know like next week we have our literature paper due. Do you have any advice for me?
Make sure you look at the examples that are posted. I'm pretty sure I have an example of a literature review posted because I noticed that with like the annotated bibliographies that some students did. They didn't use the template. I could tell they didn't look at the examples.
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
make sure you do that. Proofread it. Uh,
Proofread.
I see, and it helps to read it out loud because you tend to
Yeah,
catch more mistakes that way. Yeah.
do that all the
Um,
time.
like your spell check doesn't check everything. And I see students mix up like from and form. They mean to say
Oh,
from, but it comes out
yeah,
form. And you don't really notice that unless you're trying to read it out loud.
right.
Yeah.
And then, so for the paper again, we're just writing about the drug that we chose, right? We don't have to like come up with a question and make that about the paper.
No, because a literature review is, and so you've got the three annotated bibliographies that you did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a literature review is a review of that literature, and you can tie in the Netflix documentary series with it. So instead of writing like the first article, the second article, the third article, you want to write just an overview of the three articles as a whole, plus the documentary. And so, like in each paragraph or heading, it doesn't have necessarily have to be every single paragraph, but you want to make sure that you're mentioning and citing the different authors throughout.
Okay.
I think that's the thing that is most difficult for students, because I have students do a lit review at kind of all levels, because I teach 100 level, 200 level, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like all the way through doctorate students.
Yeah,
And that seems to be the hardest thing for them to wrap their head around is, talking about the literature as one instead of three separate pieces.
right. Because the thing is, like, for me, like, I haven't been in a composition class for probably over 2 years. So I
Yeah.
forgot a lot of this stuff, and then when I was like looking over, I was like, oh wow, like I really did forget a lot. Um,
Outside of like grammar and sentence structure and stuff like that, don't think about English class. Don't think
yeah.
about composition class. Because the way you write in like for English or journalism majors or literature majors is different than how you write in the
Oh,
social
okay.
sciences.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just thinking about that because that's where usually we would do our writing. So I was like trying to compare it to that.
Yeah. Like there's no thesis statement, or like I hear students mention that in class all the time. Like, what's our thesis statement? No, there's no thesis. There's no thesis statement.
Yeah.
That's English. Yeah. And then have you done an abstract before?
I don't believe so.
So the way the paper is set up, it's your title page, your abstract, and then your content pages, and then your reference page. And
Okay.
so an abstract is an overview of the whole paper, start to finish. And that's different than an introduction paragraph, which introduces the topic that your paper's on.
So we don't include an introduction then?
No, you do, but that's like the
Okay.
start of your first content page.
Oh,
So your
okay.
title page, and then your abstract, and then
Oh,
you start your paper. But that's kind of the differences, so that you're not saying the same thing in the intro and the abstract. The abstract covers the entire paper, like an overview or summary of what it is. And then the introduction paragraph introduces the topic that you're talking about.
okay. And then also for the presentation, it's just basically like a summary of what we're going to write in the paper, correct?
Yep.
And
You just go over the highlights, the main points.
and is there like, because I couldn't find, is there like a certain amount of slides that we have to do?
I don't think I have a slide requirement. I have to log into class to see. But I don't think I have anything.
Okay, because I didn't see it on there, so I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure
If it's
on
not, then no. I mean, I generally students, like 10-ish slides is typically
the
what I
slide.
see, give or
Okay,
take some, but some students can do it in less, some students
right.
need more.
Okay. And then also for the group project, it's just going to be all one paper written by all of us, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think that is all. Thank you so much for meeting with me.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad this worked out.
Of course. I don't know if you want to add anything. If not, then we're pretty much done.
Are you going to graduate school after this?
Um, I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
So I'm just majoring in criminal justice and I was thinking about like becoming a social worker, so going into masters for social work, but I'm still unsure about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. You have time. Uh,
Yeah.
If you need a letter or anything down the line, you can always reach out.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
You're welcome. You have a great day.
Bye.
I'll send you this recording in a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Please do. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.